that sunlight as I am myself here. So lots has happened this month with CP Future. Lots is also going to happen this month in CP Future. So last month we were kicking off our fundraising season. Word in the streets is that we are very close to our goal of hitting our 300,000 fundraising goal. And I think we're like shy of a handful of donations. So if you've been thinking about donating, or you've seen all the activities that's happened in April for Action Academy and the support that can go in Action Academy, like let's make a strong finish. We have a really, really big cohort of folks that are coming into 2024. We're excited for that. But in a nutshell, we had an ambitious goal of having 200 applicants apply to 2024's Action Academy, and we're 3 individuals shy of that. So we're at 197 applications for Action Academy. So if you have been one of our advocates out there pushing for young people to join the Academy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Chuck, you can. You're honorary member of Action Academy. Of all the times you've traveled with the Gen Zs, I think you can get like a camp counselor hat of some sort. Totally. So we're shy of just that, the 200 goal, 3 more students. But I really think before we start in June that we'll totally do it. So 2024, we understand it's a big year. So we also plan big for Action Academy. And this year, as you can see, we have 22 crew leads. Crew leads are a unique set of mentors that actually come back to help us manage the new cohort of Action Academy students. So 22 crew leads are a spectrum of all the different participants from 2020 to 2023 that they've all kind of come back to join and start their leadership development and their leadership journey with us. So 22 is the largest set of crew leads that we've had. We've always kind of had an average of about 6 to 8. But like we said, we at the CP Future team really were committed to making sure that we did not want to have anything left off the table. We're going all in. And also these 22 leaders have already been traveling with us. Many of you have already been on trips with them to Wisconsin, get this coming up in Arizona. I know you went to Michigan, Pennsylvania. They're already practicing what it's going to take to lead us into the field into the fall. So they're just going to deepen that leadership development and journey with us into mentoring the 2024 cohort. So here we are, it's 2024, 200 students are going to come through the academy, 10 weeks in the entire summer that they're going to spend with us learning about voting rights history, all the current things that are at state. And then also you guys are already working with them. So thank you to the community who've welcomed them, who've embraced them, who are also mentoring them in their leadership journey with us. So more to come on that. So big goal that we had, that we wanted to make sure we hit, and we totally are hitting it. And just a big thank you and all the love from the CP Future team, from our community, for just continuously supporting all of our efforts to make sure that our young leaders are ready to go into the fall and travel and lead the volunteers and win these elections. Thanks, Kylie.
Thanks, Larcy. Amazing. It's so cool to see how much the program has grown since 2020. So great. Thank you very much. I think this is a perfect transition into what you had kind of mentioned to the fundraising goals. I'm going to hand it over to, I believe, Jordan for fundraising and development updates.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly. It's just been an amazing month. We had Action Academy April that we're just closing out, but still kind of calculating and getting everything together. We had a set of events to spotlight and honor and just really hype up and bring awareness to the Action Academy 2024 cohort. All were amazing. We were able to work with the CP Future team, which is just wonderful. They're doing great work, and as Larcy mentioned, are right at that, about to be at that 200 applicant mark. And I was just so privileged and honored to be part of supporting them and to be working with them. So in April, we dedicated that month to having a set of events, virtual, with a few of our guest speakers, so that our community could get a taste of what the students are really learning in Action Academy. We had some of our guest speakers that are engaged in Action Academy and that come and present during the summer come and teach. We had Ahmed Baba with a disinformation lecture where he kind of went into helping students understand media literacy and what we can do to navigate social media as individuals online and all the things that are pushed in that space. So that was really amazing to hear from him at that time. We had T. Marie King, who's one of our longstanding community partners in Alabama. She came and we had a little interview moment with her, which was awesome. And when she came to Seattle, and she was able to share about civic action and what it really means to get engaged as a young person, help inspire the students. She really acts as a mentor for them. So that was great. And then we ended with our very own Puya, who had an absolutely amazing lecture on the Voting Rights Act and just kind of what's been done so far to dismantle it and why our work is so important. We have that recorded, so if anyone would love to see any of these, actually, all of these are recorded, we can share that out. We'll be sending a recap newsletter soon, so you have access to all those, but if you want to watch them early, reach out and we can definitely get those to you. Very amazing, very wonderful, super high energy and impactful events that we got to have, which were just great to spotlight Action Academy. And then I think we have another set that has an update actually on our fundraising campaign as a whole. The last numbers that we put on the slide were actually from a few days ago or end of last week, so they're updated even more now. We were able to reach 100 donations so far and over 225,000 raised and counting. So we're still kind of collecting right now and getting everything together for the next couple of weeks as things roll in. But over 75% of the way to our goal, and just really excited and glad that we were able to do this and get all this support for Action Academy, which is of course well deserved, and continue to calculate all that and excited to see what the end result is of it all, with some really great donations from the Seattle Storm and some of our wonderful community members. So it's just been great, and I'm really glad I got to work with the amazing CPFuture team on it. It's been wonderful.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jordan. And
Yeah.
thank you all to the community if you've been supporting this fundraising campaign. We're so grateful. And it's all about bringing in other young leaders like Jordan, like myself, like some of my amazing colleagues. And so very appreciative of your time and treasure at Common Power. So thank you. Maybe I'll just take a second to pause because we've done 2 departments and just see if folks maybe have any questions they want to throw into the chat. I don't want us to keep, feel like we need to chug along too fast. Definitely an open space if folks have any thoughts or questions. Oh, yes, I love that comment, Larcy. Jordan is also an Action Academy alum. Yay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep moving us along, but as we go through tonight, please feel free to put questions in the chat, or, this is our community space, so a very casual evening. So, okay, I'm going to move us along to Fieldwork.
All right, thanks, Kylie. Hello, everyone. My name is Puya. It's great to see all of you here in this space.
We all know who you are, Puya. You're famous now.
Am I though?
You're super famous. Yep.
Thank you. So I just wanted to give you all an update on some of the work that we have done in the past several weeks and some of our plans in the next few weeks coming up. First off, we just wrapped up a team Pennsylvania trip about a week ago, where we had a total of 34 volunteers, which was the highest amount of volunteers we had on the ground in the first 4 months of 2024, which was really, really, really exciting. And it was great to have 6 educators from the Insititute, which is the highest we have ever had in terms of number of educators on the ground. And in terms of the dynamic and the intergenerational work that we're doing, we had 7 Gen Zers, we had 11 millennials and Gen Xers, and 16 boomers. So it was truly a multi-generational and multiracial trip that we were looking for. In addition, we were able to do nearly 5,000 doors and reach out to 7,600 voters. And in fact, we had over 2,000 conversations at the doors in terms of our contact rate. It was by far our most number of doors on a trip this year, and per capita per volunteer on a daily basis, our volunteers were able to knock more doors on any other trip this year. So all around, it was a wonderful trip. And thanks to Chuck and Mariana, who are leading the trip, and led Team Pennsylvania for the last 3 months. Thank you so much for all the work that you did. Next up, we got Arizona summer trips. Originally, we were planning to focus on Arizona later in this year, but through our connections with an amazing organization, Lucha, that is doing really, really wonderful work in Phoenix and all around the state, we have put together 3 special trips to Arizona this summer. I've got the dates on the slide, so you can just write them down. Those are travel dates. So May 17th, for example, the team would be traveling and there's no door knocking. Then the 18th and the 19th are door knocking, and then the 20th is a travel day again. If you are interested to do some early work in Arizona, as you know, it is one of the most important and competitive states this year. You can sign up. We've got the sign up form and we will send it out to everybody, and I can put it in the chat as well. Because these trips are kind of a little bit more special, there's less, just pulled that. There's going to be a little bit less community building beforehand, because these are kind of ad hoc trips that just happened a little bit faster. So there's still going to be documents that you will receive. There's still going to be orientation that you can go to. And we got several great community members, Sherry Wilson, Alejandro Fernandez, and Greg Garcia, who are helping lead these efforts in Arizona this summer. And I will pass it along to MJ to talk a little bit more about Washington.
Amazing. Thank you, Puya. That is so exciting to do some really incredible work. I've had the fortune of working with Lucha in the past through Poder Común, and it has been a pleasure. They're great organizers. They truly are so committed to the communities. Just wanted to speak a little bit more about the partner because they're so great. And I'm really excited to potentially be there, hopefully, maybe, if I'm not too busy here in Washington. Excited to promote our work this upcoming primary season, or this primary season now, and also in the general election. But for now, I'd love to invite all of you to, if you're local here in Washington or driving distance, to join us for some action in Kent. We're supporting a ballot initiative in Kent that will help and support bringing from at-large elections to municipal elections to within district elections. And this will support a more fair election for voters who are living in that city, and also support more diversity within the elections, so that it gives voters a fair chance to vote for the people that will really represent their districts, that will know about their districts, that will really support the things that are happening within the neighborhoods that they live in, rather than having an at-large council, a city council that might not really be as invested in their own neighborhood. So this is what the ballot initiative is about. You can read a little bit. I'll drop something in the chat. But inviting everybody to join us either May 11th, May 18th, or May 25th. You might have already heard about Kent for Districts, but it's really exciting work, and you'll be learning more about it through communications about Washington. But really excited to just invite you to these next few dates, and hopefully we reach our goal of 11,000 signatures with them by June. So this is the call to action at the moment, and there will be for sure more actions to come for further dates in other locations that we're working in: Vancouver, Washington for Congressional District 3, as well as in the Islands, LD 10, and in Bellingham, LD 42. So look out for opportunities, and in Yakima, the new LD 14. So look out for those opportunities soon. I will drop some information in the chat. Thanks so much for supporting local work. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria and Puya, both of you. I think what I'd love to see just so far in our presentation tonight, while we have these distinct department updates, you can really see how each of the department works together and works to support one another. It's truly a team, a whole team effort here at Common Power. So just wanted to point that out. Awesome.
Thank you, Kylie.
Totally
true. Love it.
And then I think this is kind of a mix too of Fieldwork and a little bit of Insititute here on the second training, but I'd love to invite like Maria or maybe Jenny to speak on the first one, the Volunteer Training 104.
Yeah, this training, Volunteer Training 104, has been a long time coming, but this year is so important to the second largest voting population and Bloc Latinx community here in this country. And so we're excited to provide a more creative awareness around how you can engage or better practices to engage with a specific community. Of course, we are not going to be able to speak on all the complexities of this community, but we try best to talk from our experiences about how have we interacted with voters at the doors who identify as Latinx or who have had some ancestry in with the Latinx community. We visited places like Arizona, Texas. So we have had practice in this community. And as somebody who is directly connected and come from this community, I'm really excited to provide this extra resource so that volunteers who want to participate in states like Texas, Arizona, and even Washington have more tools to grab from to understand a little bit more about the community and how we can better connect with them. So it's really exciting. We have already had one. It was really cool and really successful. So hopefully folks will join us. We will give a specific date coming soon. Sorry, we just wanted to make an awareness that this is coming and that more dates are coming. Our last one was last week, so our first one. So it's exciting to just create awareness about this new training that we're offering. And then of course, actually, if Devin is here, I want to make sure if she is here, I would love for her to introduce this awesome new training, 201.
I see Mary and Devin in the same little
please,
tour. It's
yes,
awesome.
please go ahead and unmute.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, MJ. And just a real shout out for 104 that this is an important workshop to take, and we just hugely encourage everybody to go through it. My name's Devin, Dr. Devin Geary.
I'm Mary Ingram.
And we are offering volunteer training 201. So if you've signed on to a CP team or you're a seasoned traveler looking to deepen your skills, we'd really encourage you to come to our workshop. It's a highly interactive 2-part workshop that aims to support volunteers in navigating diverse spaces and interpersonal dynamics with fellow volunteers and potential voters. And so the content of the workshops, the activities, the exercises all work to engage folks in reflection and mindfulness, specifically around identity, power, privilege, positionality, and bias. So in session 1, we deepen our understanding of history, specifically of institutionalized racism, and we examine how federal practices of the New Deal shaped and continue to impact the neighborhoods in our communities, so that you have an idea when you're walking through different neighborhoods, the federal forces that shaped how those communities are today. And then we also interrogate traditional narratives, which try to bypass that history and rationalize why the communities are as they are.
Thanks, Devin. I'm just going to tell you a little bit. We have 2 sessions in this Building a Just and Inclusive Community. And session number 2, let me tell you a little bit about. We actually will laser kind of focus on power, privilege, and identity, as Dr. Geary talked about, and further discuss how the macro sources of socialization impact our biases that we walk around with all the time, the assumptions, and ultimately our ability to connect across differences, which is something that we strive to do to build a more just and inclusive democracy. So interwoven throughout both of these sessions are really methods of community building, including equalizing communication practices, a lot of reflection, and a lot of discussion around scenarios that we bring to you so that you can kind of understand from the position of door knocking and volunteering and just being in diverse spaces, how we can really better show up and do this work in a really positive, community-oriented way. So I think our sign up is still online.
Yep, I'm mobilized. I think I just saw MJ maybe.
I just added it on there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but
She dropped
it's
the link.
on. Yeah, actually, Kylie, if you don't mind, really quickly, because I feel like we have some time. I wanted to share with the crowd. folks have not been on our website lately, I wanted to see if we could just quickly take a little look at what is available now in terms of field work and also just events. But thank you. Let me see if I can do this quickly.
I just want to shout out Faye's giving some love to these two trainings that we're talking about in the chat. So thanks, Faye. And oh, I see Chuck added too about the 201. So
yeah. All right. Can y'all see
my
can you see
yes,
my awesome, thank you. So if we go, I mean, you all know that events are here, right? So you can find this awesome community building volunteer training 201 on here. This is our normal events calendar. If you go over and talk to volunteer now is our overall fieldwork page, where you can find all the info that Puya shared earlier about, and then all of our states here on the map. You can click and play around with it to join some action. But I wanted to specifically show you all our fieldwork calendar that is new, I think for a couple weeks now or a week. This is where you'll find all the things around fieldwork. So the Kent stuff that I was talking about will be added here very soon, or have been added. The Arizona work, anything that you want to, if you're looking for action, this is the calendar to go to, or events that are related to fieldwork. I just want to take a couple minutes to show you all that we have this awesome fieldwork calendar now, if you haven't seen it yet. All right.
That was great, Maria. Thank you for suggesting to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, can I jump in for a second? So can we,
Sure.
are we showing this? Can we show the slide again?
Sure. Just the training.
The whichever one we're on, the training one. But the one right before that, the Pennsylvania one that's got the picture. Yeah, I think so. A couple things with this. One, first of all, definitely go to those events, and you can find them all over the place on the website. But the thing I want to hone in on is one of the pieces that Puya said was super interesting, and that is that we've got all of this extra programming on the ground. We are going out of our way to make sure that this group and this picture that represents this cross section of America is out here knocking on doors. And one of the toughest neighborhoods to knock on doors in Pennsylvania. And what ends up happening is that we're able to knock on more doors. So I want folks to focus on that piece. For those of you who are like, listen, I understand that you all love each other. I understand that you want to feel good. And also we need to win this election. The common power way of putting people together and focusing on community gets you more productivity in the field. That's what this Pennsylvania trip showed us. And that's what we're going to continue to prove out all year. And we're going to keep investing in education for folks and building community. And we're going to deliver more doors than anybody else could deliver. And we're going to be able to sustain that effort through some of the toughest months ahead for this country, because we focus on this, because we spend time on the trainings that you just heard about, because we focus on bringing the right folks in across all different parts of socioeconomic levels in America to do this work together. So shout out to everyone who focuses on bringing the right people in from the right places and helping folks all get to that point out in the field together to do such good work. Well done.
That's great, Charles. Thank you. And I mean, I'm someone obviously who has witnessed the greatness of how community building helps us so much more on the ground. So that's awesome remarks. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
And Trina says word. Love it.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles.
All right.
I have a question, Tommy.
Sure.
How can we print that calendar that you just showed a little bit ago?
Ooh.
Oh, I can share that with you. I'll share the link to the calendar in a second.
That'd be great.
Tommy. Thank you, Tommy.
Thanks, Maria. Appreciate you doing the chat for me. Awesome. All right. I'm going to hand it over to my wonderful colleague, Victoria, to give some Insititute updates.
Okay, hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Victoria from the Insititute, and I just wanted to let you guys know about a few things we have coming up. So next month, sorry, I'm a little sick, I don't want to cough. Next month marks the Insitute's 2nd year anniversary, and so we have a ton of things happening. And we're also hosting next month's community meeting, so be sure to attend that. And we'll definitely, let you know about all the things we have planned. But until then, I just wanted to let you guys know about 3 events we have coming up to mark on your calendars. And so the first is this foundational course with Dr. Uhuru Williams, and titled African American Constitutional and Legal History. And so that's on May 6th, the 13th, and the 20th. I can drop that link in the chat. And we hope that you all can attend. And then the next 2 events are part of the Insitute's vision conversations. And so the first is Tuesday, June 11th, with Nicole Hannah-Jones, creator of the 1619 Project. And so she will join us for a lively and educational dialogue. It's a free event. And we want as many people to attend. So please tell your colleagues, your friends, your families, and also join. And then on Thursday, June 20th, Dr. Clint Smith, who's a New York Times selling author, will join us to discuss the importance and truth in education. And so again, I'll drop those links in the chat. You can find them on the Insititute site and the Eventbrite. So yeah, we just hope that you can join us for all of our upcoming events, and we hope to see you at next month's community meeting to celebrate the Insitute's 2-year anniversary. Thank you, Kylie.
Thanks, Victoria. Sorry you're not feeling well, and thanks so much for hopping in. I know it's late your time. So wonderful. And we'll see those links in the chat for these incredible events that the Insititute is putting on.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Scott for putting in the work to get these 2 people to come and talk to our community. Can we talk about how this is like a this is like a side thing? We're like, oh yeah, we got Nicole Hannah-Jones and Clint Smith to come and talk to us. This is like 3rd level stuff for us. We're doing the learning tours, and have all these fantastic speakers coming. And then, by the way, we got Nicole and Clint coming through. That's wild. It's great.
No big deal. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, definitely shout out to Dr. Scott. All right. We have reached our final departmental update for tonight, from marketing and communications. Hey, Wole. I'm joined by Wole and Willow, 2 of my fantastic colleagues in this space. We're going to talk about our new online community, this incredible Fieldwork promo video, and then Willow's going to talk about social media campaign that we're working on. I'm going to start though about our new online community. It is new, but it has been up and running since about the first week of March. So you probably heard of it. You may already be a part of it, but we wanted to take this opportunity to share with you, the community, about this new space. So those have been around Common Power for a bit. You may have been on our previous online community space, commonpower.io. Not to be confused with mobilize.us, which we are still using for our events. A lot of the links that are shared in the chat are found there. But now we have a space for our community to stay in touch when we're not traveling, or on our community meetings like this. So this new online space is on Slack. So we have a Google form that you fill out, just some very basic demographic information, and then we will send you an invite to our Slack workspace. And I will be sure to drop that link in the chat, so you're able to join if you're not already there. But this is a really fun casual space for us just to share thoughts, pictures, updates from trips. We also do share announcements. If you are signed up for our newsletter and other sources of CP information, those certainly won't stop, but it's just another place to know what's going on. Every Monday we share, this week at CP, and the other spaces are, icebreakers, like I was saying, sharing articles, things that you found interesting that you think would benefit the community. So we'd love, love, love to see you there. I'm really proud that we already have over 300 members in this new online community space. So I just want to thank you all for your participation, and for being flexible with us too as we learn this new space. And so if there's anyone in the crowd who is already on our space and has been enjoying it so far, would love to hear that, and know that Slack can be a little overwhelming at first, but it is also how we are going to be communicating on the ground for trips. So if you're planning on doing field work with us, it's definitely something to get comfortable with. And I'm always available too if there are feedback or things. We're currently working on a frequently asked questions document. So just really excited about this new online community. Thanks, Wale, for putting that link in the chat. All right, I'll hand it over to you for the fieldwork video. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, are we gonna show? Are we gonna show the Slack?
Oh, we could do that. We could do that.
Can we screen? Yeah, show us what it looks like.
Okay. Yes. Let me do that. Okay, hold on.
Miss Faye is prolific in the Slack. Where's she? Is she here? I know she's here. We might have to start paying her for her daily updates.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff, I'm like, yo, look at this story. I didn't even know about this.
Okay.
When she sent the news items about Washington State, I was like, not you like looking out for us but way over here. Okay. So this is what it looks like.
Yes. So this is, if you aren't familiar with Slack, the way that it's kind of organized is through channels, which are just essentially places of like a dedicated topic or a team. We have team channels as well. But these over here are our 5 main channels. We have announcements, which I had mentioned. This is where we put our this week at CP, so you kind of know what's going on. But we also have announcements, like you can see here. Puya is announcing joining Team Wisconsin. So this is really the best place to stay like real time, up to date with what Common Power is doing, if you just can't get enough of us. We also have the community hub, which we use for icebreakers and introductions. So when you first join the space, we love for you, as Jenny is modeled here, to introduce yourself. We have a Slack launch help channel. So if you have questions about how to use Slack, here's the place to go. Then we have a channel dedicated to travel. So if you have questions about channel or travel, you're interested in travel, this is a place to go. And then volunteer voices. And this is the channel that is open to everyone, all volunteers. We'd love to see, you can see people sharing thoughts, articles. This is where, as Charles mentioned, Ms. Faye is very active.
Ms. Faye, tell us what you think when you post on here. Like, how often are you on here, and what should we expect from you?
I love this community and anything that pertains to what we're doing in the field. And again, when I'm reading these things in these elections, and I know we were there, I've got to put that out there.
This one especially. This is one where we actually Mai Zhang, like we helped her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
we appreciate you.
Yes, we do. Thank you, Ms. Faye. I appreciate
Love you
so much.
guys. Love you.
Awesome. I also just wanted to show you, this is the kind of the primary account, so that's why it looks a little bit different. But if you look here to the browse channels section, you can see the other channels that we have that are active. So we have one for the Washington Weekends of Action that Maria mentioned. There's that Team Wisconsin, Team Nevada. So there are other channels, and you see just right here. But this is just kind of like the basic outlook for like the primary. I mean, that's probably too much detail, but just so you know, there are also other channels out there. And then you also have this great feature of direct messaging if you want to, message someone you met on a trip, maybe in a breakout room on Zoom. We also use these for card groups when we're on the ground. So there's a bunch of cool features within Slack, but I highly recommend just joining and kind of exploring and playing around, because we are also still learning. So yeah, that's Slack, our online community. Thanks for suggesting we share that, Charles.
Okay. Thank you, Kylie.
Thanks, Wale.
So I'll give the last update for marketing and comms. So I just want to share with you guys a promotional video that we put together to get people excited and share what it looks like, what the value is of going out and traveling and going into different communities to knock on doors. I won't say too much about it, but I will say that you'll see a lot of common familiar faces. And if you want to watch the video for yourself or share it, it's on our website on the front page. But we're excited to be able to share with you guys today this video. So I'll get into it. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay.
We're not politics either. The drama, the lies, BS. One thing we do believe in the power of volunteers to protect them.
I don't think you're sharing sound, Wole.
I can hear it very faintly. Maybe turning up the volume right there on YouTube, Wale, that might help.
Okay.
Connecting with people. All right, let's keep it real.
Can you guys hear it now?
Yeah, the volume is much better now. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great.
Thanks, Charles.
All right, let's keep it real. We're not into politics either.
Wait, Wale, I don't think
The
we're
drama,
seeing your screen
The
though.
li-
I can hear it, but I can't see.
Okay.
The joys of Zoom.
I have to say, this makes me feel good.
Yeah, Chuck, can you help him out, Chuck?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. How about now?
All right, let's keep it real.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Great.
We're not into politics either. The drama, the lies, the BS. One thing we do believe in, though, is the power of our vote and the power of volunteers to protect that vote. So for 2024, we'll be connecting with people at their doors and having real conversations with voters. But that's about more than just voter turnout. For our volunteers, it's a source of connection and clarity and hope in the midst of the noise and negativity we see on the news. Face to face, we are not as divided as we seem. Yeah, we're not into politics, we're into action. From investing in next generation leaders to building lasting community, we are volunteers for voters. And in 2024, we're focused on building our most common power, our vote. We're sending teams to swing states all over the country this year, and we need your help. These races will be close, and every door counts. The only way we truly win, though, is together.
Right. So that video was put together by the marketing team and Nagin. I know a lot of you guys have Okay. A lot of you guys have met Nagin. She was on our last trip, Pennsylvania. But yeah, we really try to highlight the value of being at the doors and what that means to us. And I think if you've knocked on doors with us, we can all relate. It's those connections and conversations at the doors that make this work worth it, and also provide us with a more real perspective of like what's happening in the nation, what's happening in the races that we see on TV. So with that being said, thank you guys for listening. And if you guys want to see the video again, it's on the main page of our website.
Thanks, Wally.
Wow.
So good.
Wow. Love it. Love it.
Me too. And you answered Trina's question. Just are we able to share that from the website? Yes, you can find the video right on our website. And we would love for you to share with friends, family, and your network.
Yes.
So
really-
how do we find that? You said on the May, how do we
on the
find
main
it?
website, Tommy. I will
Okay.
link it for you as well.
I need help linking.
No
Okay.
worries.
Okay. And when we're done, we'll wait till we're all done, then I have another question. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Tommy.
That's good, Tommy. You and Wole, we'll get you going on a tutorial here. And Chuck will lead it.
Good.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say, on the train of talking about communicating within the community, communicating with us, the staff of Common Power, I really, really quickly wanted to also highlight our new, if folks haven't heard of, our new CP Volunteer Help Gmail that we have, so that folks can ask questions about fieldwork specifically, or anything related to our programs. I know that sometimes I get a lot of emails in my email, which is totally fine, but sometimes those emails get lost and I hate to miss y'all's questions. So if I'm gonna drop the email in the chat here in a second, but that would be the best place to ask questions about logistics for Washington. For example, if you missed anything in the email, you can ask about, when's the next trip, Maria? When's the next trip been? So these are this is the best place to send those questions to, and then we'll make sure that somebody is make sure that they're monitoring those questions as they come, rather than getting lost in our inboxes. So I'm gonna drop that in the chat in a second. Thank you all.
Thanks, Maria. Awesome. All right. Bringing us to our very last slide for this evening, which is just
Oh, look at that. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. Our upcoming events. I think we've touched on a few of these throughout the evening, but I wanted to highlight our volunteer 100 training series. These are the next dates for these, but they happen pretty regularly. Victoria had mentioned this foundational course. It was so great to have Mary and Devin both here on the same Zoom screen talking about the volunteer training 201. Yes. And then I don't want to put you on the spot here, Jessica, but we do have squads info sessions. And if you just want to say a little bit about those.
She's ready.
Yeah,
I'm
ready. That's why I put my camera on. Yeah, that's exactly it. We are continuing our squads info session. We just had a really great one yesterday night, and we'll have another one on the first Wednesday of June. But what I actually want to plug is our squads meeting, which is when we invite guest speakers to come to talk to our squad members, and we actually want to open it up to anyone who'd like to join. And I just received word of this today, but our guest speaker for May 29th, our May 29th meeting, will actually be Monica, who is helping run the Kent for Districts ballot initiative with MJ. And I'm super excited that we got to get her come online to our virtual meeting. So I really invite you guys to come join us on May 29th. I'll put it in the chat for the link. But it's a great space if you're interested about squads. If you heard about it, you were able to attend an info session, it'll be kind of an open community space where we'll be able to hear from people who are actively participating in squads and hear from people who are doing the work in Kent with us, from Monica herself. So I hope you're there.
Jessica, what in the world is a squad?
What on the world? It is a group of friends. It's your best friends, it's your friends, your family, and it's a way that you can invite people to do field work with you. Because we all know that you guys are super engaged and super active, but what we're really asking for, especially this year, is to get more people involved, especially people who haven't been participating before. This year is definitely the time to do it. And Squads is a new fieldwork program where you can do that really easily, where you can invite them into this work and with small, easy actions that are super accessible and they're on your own time, and a really great way to stay engaged all the way through the year through November. Yeah, and that's it. And I'll pass it back to Kylie.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jessica. Yes, I pass it back to me, but this is kind of the end. I mean, this is, I said, our last slide and the end of our formal programming for tonight. So just want to thank you all so much for being here, joining us on this beautiful, if you're based in the Seattle area, evening. I know it's going to take, the weather's going to take a turn, so I hope you get to enjoy some of the rest of the night. But we'll stick on. We are infamous for our after hours. So if you have questions, I know Tommy has a question, any thoughts, or you just want to hang on and chat some more, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and stop the recording as well.